Alrighty, y'all. Good morning. It's been a little bit for me since I did a real good video. Been kind of under the weather since the beginning of or end of March. That's some kind of upper respiratory thing. So I've been trying to lay back and recover from that. I'm just kind of starting to be on the mend finally. But plants keep growing while I'm laying in bed. So I'll do an update on that. So let's go around and look at things. I know I've been cleaning up on the lanai out here. Gotta throw that out. But I moved all of my larger reds over here. I think I showed that before, but just kind of pulling in a couple of really nice ones. Like this one looks really good. Just doing fantastic. These are some purple forest guavas in here, which looks like some worms are getting them, but they're big enough to handle it now. I got some yellow catleys there as well. There's a red cattleya, strawberry, that's flowering. Actually, all of these cattleya guavas I grew these from seed, and it's been about 3 years, I want to say 2-3 years, maybe 2.5 years. So they come from seed pretty quickly, at least here in Florida. Some other things, I was potting stuff up before I got sick, and I was moving them over here. Things have been growing still, so like the yellow jabos and the Eugenia anthropophagas, and these garcinias in here, which I don't know, they always tend to do this little crinkly thing on the leaves. They come out of it over time. I don't know if that's like insect damage or too much sun or whatever, but it's kind of weird. Maybe it needs more nitrogen. I'm really not sure. But a lot of these Eugenia rependas are starting to get big even after they got eaten by bugs. The Garcinia macrophylla duikers are starting to all pop up. So those are the two that I saw popping up before, and then I had a third one that popped up. So that's kind of cool. We're getting them to pop in. This is my mom's jabo that I'm watching for her while she's gone. I potted it up and brought it back to life because it was in just like a bad soil mix for years, and it's really popping off now. Got a bunch of peppers in here too. I potted up these 2 cambucas yesterday, and I've got a whole bunch of seedling reds over here in this tray that I got to go through and put in actual pots. I think they're probably root bound in there at this point, but you can keep them in there for a while. I think I put the seeds in there like over a year ago, so you can be lazy with it. There's another cattleya. And then some bad news is the grafts that I did, they seem to die back after they popped out. I'm not really sure what that was all about. I'm hoping they'll kind of come back from that, but maybe that's just part of the game. They don't always take all the time, and I think what happened is it got hot, and then it got cold, and then it got hot, and then it got cold, and then it got hot again, and it messed them up. I probably should have put them in a more humid environment just to keep them more stable, but I squeezed the scions, and they're not squishy or anything, so I don't know, maybe they're just being slow. But I've got all these seedlings over here still. I gotta clean this area up. I pushed it all back from the hurricane. It's still just a mess, but all this stuff seems to be doing pretty well. Just various jabos and guavas and little syzygium here. I think these are Cherry of the Rios or maybe Grimmichama. I don't know. It's hard to tell when they're that small. Actually, I gotta water that one. We'll put it over here. Oh, here's some water. Ugh. They can actually, some of these Eugenias can dry out like crazy, so they're actually pretty good for putting in the ground in Florida. So what else is going on over here? Pretty much all the jabos are doing great for the most part. The red or scarlet here, it actually set those fruits from the flowers, or set fruit from those flowers, so that's awesome. I was kind of expecting it to flower and me get nothing out of it, but you know, there you go. I think it's 2 or 3. I can't see the other side right now, but I'm looking for more. I don't see any. I just gave it a hit of fertilizer too. That's what that fuzzy stuff is in there. But it's starting to having some aphid issues this year, which I prefer over the dang worms, because once the leaves harden off, the aphids go away. Because they can't. I guess they can't suck the sap out of it. Let's see. Had a flush of jawbos on this thing, but because I was sick, I didn't eat them all. So we'll just, the seeds are still good in there. So I'll probably, once they start to dry out a little more, I'll take them all and put them in a bucket of water and kind of squeeze the seeds out, and we'll at least plant the seeds. But let's see what else is going on over here. What are you doing? Looking for flowers on things that haven't had flowers yet. Little Petanka tuba seedlings are doing good. This Luke's seedling pushed out some new growth, and like looking at it, I'm not so sure that it's a Luke's, because this is a Luke's, like 100% this is a Luke's, but this one has that like yellow growth. This one is looking like hot pink growth when it comes out. So I'm guessing this is probably some kind of lemon drop instead. I don't know. The leaf shape on it is a little different. I just kind of didn't think about it when I bought it, because I was like, oh, it's a seedling. They always look different when they're seedlings. But maybe it'll change over time. But I'm guessing I got bamboozled there. Or maybe they just labeled it wrong. But they're not too far away from me. Maybe I'll go and hit them up and be like, hey, you guys sold me not a Luke's. But I'm not too worried about it. This is that Grimmel Sabra hybrid from Adam that has the cool like chimera growth, where it'll look like a Sabra on some branches and then like a Grimmel on the others. And it was like completely deciduous. It like dropped all of its leaves when we had that cold come through, and then clearly it's fine. So we got more Araza flowers coming in. This is becoming one of my favorite Eugenias. I know a lot of people don't really like sour, but like the flavor on this thing is just outstanding, and it smells so good. You can always add sugar to sour, but you can't make something taste bad taste good. So I mean, I guess you probably could, but it's a little harder to do. Just add sugar. Let's go outside and look at things. The Imbees African mangosteens are doing fantastic. I got new growth coming out on them. This one's being more of a statue, but it hasn't been in the ground as long as that one. This smaller one has been in, I think, a little. I can't remember which one went in first, but the smaller one's doing pretty good. The one I thought was dead is still not dead, and I think it's actually going to come out of it. It's been in the ground for a while. One thing I noticed, I repeat this in all my videos, but the mangosteens, they seem to, in my yard, when I put them in the ground the first time, they might push out a couple of flushes of leaves, and then they just do nothing for a long time. And I think it's because they're working on their roots. And then they'll even have like these like crinkly, like burnt looking growth patterns, and then they come out of it and they start looking more like that one, which if we go look at it, I think this is the Superior Lemon Drop, as Adam calls it at Flying Fox Fruits. Got this one from him, but you can kind of see let's find some of the older growth that looks kind of funky. It may have all dropped off at this point, but looking at this, I bet you that one's a Lemon Drop. Well, maybe not, because the Lemon Drop is red when it comes out. So, but yeah, you'll get leaves like that if they just get kind of burnt up. I mean, even this one, that one actually looks like it got damaged by a bird, but it comes out of it over time. Essentially, is what I'm saying. Like, it just needs a little bit it needs something. I'm not sure what it is, but like it can't get enough of something until it's established, and then it figures itself out. But this one's just looking great. Let's go back over here. Let's see. I guess I'll do the side yard next. I got stickers all over my inside of my shorts. Somehow on the inside, I don't understand that. These weeds here have little sticky seeds on them. They get everywhere. But yeah, peanut butter fruits looking bigger. I'm not sure when these things fruit, but we'll find out someday, I guess. My pawpaw isn't dead, even though I thought it was. Like I went and broke off the tip of the top of it, and I was like, man, it's all brown and gross looking. It's not coming back. To my surprise, it is. So we'll just leave it there. I don't know if I'll ever get a fruit off of it because they do need a pollinator, and that's probably the only pawpaw within several miles. So maybe we'll graft another branch onto it one day. Directly sown Rosapote, not looking super great, but it's pushing out some decent looking leaves, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is the new Garcinia xanthochymus. It came to me looking yellow like that. Actually, this is the same place I got my maybe Luke's Garcinia from. So hopefully these are okay. I mean, the other one I have over here, I put it in the ground a year ago. It only put out one flush of leaves, and it's kind of yellow like that too. I think it just gets bleached out. So I'm not judging anybody. I'm just kind of wondering how they're gonna do. But the seashore mangosteens are doing fantastic. The sugar apples are starting to come back from the winter. Ice cream bean there. Got a yellow jabo in the ground over here that's doing great. It gets blasted by the sun. They're actually pretty good. If you have a hot area, you know, they take the drought a little bit. You can't let them really dry out, but they'll take it and they'll let you know so you can water them. But anyways, the birds are eating my blackberries. I'm okay with that. I'll just let it grow up and we'll get more next year. This passion fruit vine is crazy going through the yard. I've got like one over here, and there's one growing in the tree, which I'll show later. But we're just getting loads and loads and loads of passion fruit. This is the purple possum, but I'm trying to keep this under control. I think after this year, this is coming out because it takes over everything. I've been having to keep an eye on it. It's actually vining in over there. I don't want it to get into the trees. Like, it's okay kind of getting on the bananas, but as soon as these, was it the branch or the vine right here, I know where it's at, so I can cut it off. Once these all ripen up, I'll be cutting that branch and cleaning all this off of these things, because it's just going to get chaotic not dealing with that. Now, they're really, really good for turning trees that don't make fruit into trees that do make fruit. So I'm not too worried about these trees back here getting taken over by a passion vine. Oh yeah, our Cambuca, looking amazing. Just such a cool tree. I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's just so cool. We got the Madruno down here. It pushed out a leaf. The other one came out kind of funky. I don't know if a bug ate it or whatever, but it's doing good. Took the winter too just fine. This red's doing great. So it got burnt up by the cold a little bit. And then the sun came out and burnt it once the sun started moving more north. And then now all this new growth came out. It just looks great. Like, I can't wait to see how they look when they get bigger. Oh yeah, I've got this Petrantha from Adam. This is the Sanford. And this was a seedling. It's not even 6 months old. It's probably close to 6 months old, maybe. um, in the ground as soon as it had 2 sets of leaves on it. So you can see here's the first set, and then here's the second set. So the first set did get burnt by the sun, but these other ones, not burnt at all. There's not really any, maybe it is a little chlorotic looking on the older growth, but the new growth looks fantastic. So that's going to be a monster tree. Like there are not many that I see that grow that fast. Although the Layla truncifloras, which I'll show here probably towards the end, are kind of popping off as well. So I think they're going to be huge trees. But here's my Gigante trunciflora. I moved it out here because it had aphids all over it, so let nature take care of that. This white jabo is doing good in the ground. It's been in the ground over a year now. Let's see. Ate all the loquats off the loquat. Birds got a lot of them too. These orchids are blooming in it, which is awesome. You can see how they kind of eventually, when you put them in a tree, they start reaching out for it and they'll find it and they kind of adhere to it. I just use this Velcro tape, and actually you can see it's like wrapping around, so I might have to, I'll probably have to cut the tape off, but that's okay. Got a purple guava down here. Got some Eugenias in here. They're tiny right now, but they'll grow up. I put a Coronata, Otto Anderson Coronata over here, and I've got this over the top of it just to kind of give it a little bit of dappled shade because it was getting burnt up. Also to protect squirrels from digging at it. Let's see. My orange sherbet mangoes are coming in. Hopefully we get them this year. I'm confident that the fruit will be able to go till maturity, but you know, there are some four-legged thieves that are running around that I'm worried about. Let's see what else is going on. I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. I got some jabos in here, some breads in here that I'm kind of lining the back with to see if they last. But this black sapote, still not doing anything really, but it takes a while for things to get established on this hill. I think the soil's just not great for roots. Like this wampi I put in the ground, took it a while, but it's starting to darken up a bit, and the new growth coming out looks pretty good. So let's see, there's another citrus there. I've got a Estero giant mulberry, which I think is the same as a Tice that I replaced my other mulberry with, which the other mulberry was there, but this one here, surrounded by this pipe vine, which is really cool. Usually when I see these flowers pop out, we get the butterflies shortly afterwards. So every year this thing comes out, and the butterflies, it's like a big, like swallowtail. They come in and they'll eat the whole vine, and then rinse and repeat. This pomelo is still making it through. A little ice cream being there too. My radishes didn't do too hot. I think I planted them a little too late last year, and they seeded too early. So I'll probably be able to harvest some seeds off of that. So here's the other lemon drop. It's kind of doing that thing. This is another example. Like, so this one like looks like crap. It has been for like about a year and a half, and it's working on its second year in ground, and it's just now finally starting to put out new growth that looks good. This is actually a really good example. See, there you go. See how the new growth is finally starting to look like actual leaves. Like, I don't know why that happens, but it figures itself out. So far, it's been the trend. Got these Popcoree Garcinias in here too. This is the directly sown one. Still tiny, but it looks good. This is the other one that I started in a pot and put in the ground. And since it's pushed out like one set of leaves, it looks like it tried to push out another set, but never really finished. but it's been getting hit by the sun. You can see it's kind of bleached. But hopefully once it starts raining and all that good stuff, it'll figure itself out. This Luke's over here, still not really doing anything. If y'all remember, it had 4 leaves at one point, but the hurricane had branches fall down and knocked the other 2 leaves off. But it hasn't really changed at all since then. It's just kind of stagnating like all the other Garcinias. So keep an eye on it. It looks fine. I got yuzus on the yuzu again this year. I never get to eat these because the hurricanes always knock them off. So lovely. The Cha-Cha is doing the Cha-Cha things. What else? This Bonita Oblongata pushed on some new growth. It's in full sun, and this is its first year in full sun. So one thing I've noticed about the Jabos that can take the full sun is they don't look very good the first year, and they'll kind of get burnt up and then drop all their leaves, and then once the next flush comes through, they can weather the storm. Quaimuck, still Quaimucking. Let's see. Got a Eugenia anthropophaga in here, which is in full sun as well, and it's getting wrecked by it, but all the new growth coming out looks pretty good, so it's probably gonna start exploding here soon. There's a Lulo. The persimmon finally is looking like it's got a foothold, but I don't see any flowers on it. I don't know if they flower after they push out new growth or if they do it when they push out new growth, but considering you get fruit off them in like the fall and I don't have any flowers now, I'm assuming I'm not getting fruit again this year. See, the jackfruits are still making it. I think they might need a bit of fertilizer, maybe. Yeah, it looks good. We'll see if they survive there. The one in the front's doing much better. This Julie mango's got 2 big old mangoes on it. We'll see if it drops one of them off, but that's probably about the limit of what it can hold. And here, I gotta take a call. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Had to take a phone call. But here's the Sabra that was like blasted by the full sun last year, and it just looks great. Like it's fantastic. Really hardly any tip burn or anything on it. It's nice and dark green. So hopefully it keeps that trend. The Suriname cherry, it did have some flowers on it earlier in the year. It didn't set any fruit. I think it was just because of the weird like hot cold thing. But it's got a whole bunch of new growth coming on it, which usually is followed by flowers. So hopefully we'll get some of those soon. My seed grown lemons down there. Some random Surinames in here. But this is the rainforest plum, which weathered the winter. It's been weathering the intense heat from the sun and light and all that, and you can kind of see the older growth that wasn't acclimated to it, and then all this new growth has come out, and it's just taken it. So high hopes for the rainforest plum. Got a bunch of purple tomatoes in here, and I had one yesterday and they're really good. That one's starting to ripen up. This is kind of the lazy way to do it. Let the weeds prop up your tomatoes. Got a pineapple coming in. Oh yeah, this cacao down here is still alive. It looks like a stick, like right there, but there's some, let's see if we can zoom in on it. There's a little bit of new growth, like right on that little joint. If you can see it right in the center of the screen. So hopefully it'll come back from that stronger than ever. Just keep an eye on it. But we got some Valencia Pride mangoes coming in. I think it's holding, like, this is the first time it's held fruit. I think we're probably going to get about, I don't know, I doubt that it's going to hold on to these, because these are just big fruits. Like, these are actually dropping off on the tip here. I'm going to guess like 5 mangoes. Let's see. Yellow Jabo in the full sun there. Doing great. trying to think, anything else on this side? Not really. Let's go around the side here. Oh, this is a little fledgling cardinal that was hanging out in our trees as a baby. Green wax jambu flowering. Pretty cool. I did take a cutting of this that's doing really well. Potted it up yesterday as well. I think we're gonna get a couple of fruits, which would be nice. These seashore mangosteens are doing good still. The Juniper cartiana, it's getting a little burnt up from the sun. So one thing that happens over here is in the winter, this is pretty much shaded up to there, and then it kind of comes back to here this time of the year, and then it'll slowly shade it again. So the plants kind of go through a shaded, not shaded cycle throughout the year, and they get burnt up. So like this Pitanga tuba here is a good example where you can see all the growth that was in the shade is getting burnt up, and then all the growth that wasn't in the shade isn't burnt up. So kind of interesting to see. This Eugenia piriformis is finally putting out some new growth. You can see that. Loads and loads and loads of fruit on here. Just a Cali guava. Tonga tuba out front, flowering as well. So hopefully, since we had two next to each other, they pollinated. This mango didn't do what I wanted. I tipped it and I was hoping it would have more than one branch, but it only made one branch, so I'm probably gonna tip it again. Here's the jackfruit in the front. Looks pretty good. Here's the Grimmel. Looking good. Actually looks better than it ever has. It's totally full. Let's see. Big ol' ice cream bean. Let's go around the side. Let's see. Grimmichama pushing out new growth. Looks like it flowered as well. Maybe we'll have a couple of fruits. That'd be neat. But it's still working on getting established, so I'm not gonna hold it to anything. We got some big old guavas here. I see flies flying around. They don't look like fruit flies, but we'll see. Hopefully they don't have worms in them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I'll end going inside. I want to show off the trunciflores that I got from seeds. Pretty much every single one of them sprouted. I was worried about it because they were kind of bouncing around the mail, but I guess they're a little hardier than I give them credit for. But a couple of them over here, these are the biggest ones, and they were getting too tall for for the little humidity dome, so I brought them outside in the shade. And these are the Cascais River Jabos, and they're supposed to be a bigger fruited variety. But you can see they're like really lanky. Like they grew like pretty tall pretty quickly. I don't know if it's because they were in the grow light inside the humidity dome, babysitting plants for my mom. But so here's actually these are not the trunciflores here. These are the Pingo de Mels, which are all looking pretty good. Got a Sapakaya in there, some Eugenia stipitata. But down here, you can see like all the truncifloras. Over here, finally the Coronata trunciflora hybrids are right there. But everything kind of in the center here. These are the Cascais, and these are over here are the let's see. I think the Casca. Let me see. Cabino Casa, yeah. So these are like a kind of a different colored one. I can't remember the specific traits of them, but these are, was it Vilela A10, Vilela, I don't think this one is labeled. And then this one over here is the Coronata Cafe Coronata, and that's the D15 from Vilela's collection. Let me make sure. What was this one? yeah, A10 and D15, and then a Qashqais. Yeah, so this one isn't numbered from as far as I'm aware. But they're all pretty much popping out. So pretty happy about that. I have a lot more luck growing from seed than grafting. I just need more practice with grafting. I'll probably be spending this year getting my hands on some Sabra rootstock. Tried growing Sabra from seed, and everyone that I bought seeds from, like, for some reason the seeds just don't germinate for me, which is weird because I'm pretty good at germinating seeds generally. I had like either 30 or 50 seeds from Fruit Lovers, but I think something happened to them in the mail and they just kind of rotted a little bit before they got here, which is weird because, you know, I've had seeds just germinate and like slop basically. So I don't know what's up with that. Just bad luck, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna call it long video. I got to edit the two pieces together, but everything's going well. And yeah, take care.